When most elementary kids are asked what their favorite subject is, they don't usually answer math or social studies, but more than not, recess. Because what child doesn't love recess? But did you know that most schools across the country are cutting recess time or eliminating it altogether? Many kids entering elementary school might not get to experience the benefits and joys of recess. I chose this subject because recess is very important to children. You might be thinking, there's no way that recess is that important, but it is. Today we're going to talk about why recess is being cut, why it's important, and alternatives. First, let's talk about why it's being cut. The main reason it's being cut is because of international competition. It all began with the Nation at Risk report in 1983. Charles Doyle, Assistant Dean of the School of Education at Chicago's DePaul University, told the Christian Science Monitor. According to Schools Should Take a Break from Recess by Sharon Cromwell, the federal report cast light on American school children's poor standing internationally and led to a call for standardized testing. So basically, recess is being cut because our students aren't testing as well as students in other countries. Defenders of the anti-recess movement say that countries such as Russia and Japan have little free time, two countries that are testing us out. There are some debates on whether they are going to add more recess time or not, but talk is talk because students in Japan get very short breaks between classes, and that's it. Japanese teachers are afraid of doing anything that isn't in their teaching manuals, so they think recess isn't important. Next, let's talk about why recess is important. Recess has cognitive and academic, social and emotional, and physical benefits. Recess gives children a chance to refresh and refocus their brains as part of their cognitive and academic benefits. Children who are allowed more recess are more attentive and productive in the classroom. A groundbreaking study using the Early Childhood Longitudinal Study data set found that children aged 8 to 9 who received a daily recess of 15 or more minutes had better behavior, as assessed by their teachers, than did peers who received fewer than 15 minutes of recess. So recess helps children refocus and refresh their brains and improves their behavior. Not only do children learn to make new friends at recess, but also learn the social and emotional skills of conflict resolution, negotiation, self-control, and cooperation. Children start to choose the activities they want to participate in, choose their desired group of friends, and learn new games. So recess is helpful to children to make new friends and new games. I think the most important benefit of recess is physical. Recess is a great time for children to develop their gross motor skills. Gross motor skills include activities like running, kicking, jumping, anything that involves the large muscles of your body. All this gross motor activity can lead to a reduce in childhood obesity. The Surgeon General recommends that children aged 6 to 11 get at least 60 minutes of physical activity every day, but fewer than half are meeting this total. The AAP notes that even though not all children are vigorously active at recess, the provision of unstructured play does provide the opportunity for children to be active in the mode of their choosing, and importantly, affords young children free activity for the sheer joy of it. In review, education experts think that more recess and less study time is a bad thing, but recess has more positive benefits than bad. Now let's talk about some alternatives to cutting recess. One of the main alternatives to cutting recess is adding more PE time. I know when I was in elementary school, we only had PE every 3 days. The school system I went to had 3 different elementary schools and only 1 PE teacher, so we had to share. The only downside to more physical education classes is that it could cost more money for the schools. If schools have to spend more money instead of having more recess time, it's not very sustainable. All in all, recess is very important to children in many different ways. We talked about why it's important, why it's being cut, and alternatives to cutting it. I want everyone to remember that recess isn't just a time for children to goof off, but a time for them to make friends, refresh and refocus their brains, and most importantly, develop their gross motor skills.